Some crimes test the law, others test who we are. Dublin, March 2024, 31-year-old Josip Strak, a Croatian national, is attacked on a residential road in Clondalkin. 4 days later, he dies in hospital from blunt force injuries. Now, 3 men face the Central Criminal Court. Prosecutors say they targeted him because he was foreign. The accused are Mark Lee, Anthony DeLapp, and Connor Rafferty. The state alleges a joint enterprise, that together they chased and assaulted Strak and his friend, David Druzinek. 2 of the men have pleaded guilty to manslaughter. 1 denies murder. All 3 admit assault causing harm to Druzinek. The jury will decide how far intent goes. What started it? Witness accounts and community advocates describe slurs like "speak English," a confrontation that escalated from words to pursuit, from pursuit to violence. Druzinek is knocked to the ground. Strak suffers catastrophic head injuries and never recovers. Through April, Gardaí make arrests. First, Rafferty and DeLapp are charged, remanded in custody. Weeks later, Lee is charged as the 3rd suspect. By summer, the homicide file is set. A Croatian man dead, 3 men to answer for it. In court, the prosecution opens with a simple theory. This wasn't random. The accused knew these men were foreigners, and that matters for motive. Joint enterprise means each person's actions and knowledge can bind the others to the outcome. Evidence includes a hard plastic handle, blue and black, recovered over a garden wall near the scene. Jurors are allowed to handle it, gloves on. A forensic scientist tells them a DNA profile from its end matches Josip Strak. It may be a handle from a lump hammer, the kind of detail that turns a brawl into a homicide. On the stand, David Druzinek explains he has memory loss from the assault. Parts of that night are blank. Trauma often erases in order to survive, but the scars on his body and the empty chair beside him say enough. The defense lines split. 2 defendants accept manslaughter, rejecting the intent to kill. The 3rd fights the murder charge, arguing his role doesn't meet the threshold the law demands. And that is the fulcrum. Intent, knowledge, foreseeability. What did each man know? What did each man do? What did each man intend? Zoom out. Ireland's legal framework for hate-motivated crimes is still evolving. Even without a separate hate crime count on the indictment, nationality and xenophobic context can be argued as relevant to what jurors infer about intent, targeting, and joint responsibility. Names and statutes change, harm does not. 2 pleas to manslaughter are already on the record. What remains could set a tone. How Irish courts weigh xenophobic motive when the charge sheet reads murder, not hate crime. How prosecutors frame targeting by foreign status. How sentences reflect the reality people live with on buses, at stops, and on dark streets. This case matters because it names something that too often goes unnamed. If a man can be chased for the language he speaks, then the law has to do more than count injuries. It has to count the motive. For Josip Strak, for David Druzinek, for anyone told to go back on the way home. Judgment DayLight, follow the facts, demand the truth, and protect the right to simply belong.